What's going on, Paisanos? V here, and today I have my Prank Kids combo tutorial video. In this video, we're going to go over a bunch of combos for Prank Kids. This is just pure Prank Kids. I know there's a lot of variants. There's a Invoked variant, there's a Thunder Dragon variant. This is only for players who are interested in pure Prank Kids. If you guys thumbs up this video, hit the subscribe button, and definitely get enough people commenting down. I'll show you the Prank Kids tutorials for those other variants of the build. But once again, this is only for pure Prank Kids. And I'm going to show you different variants of combos. The first combo we're going to show you guys is going to be Prank Kids Pandemonium. And so these cards are in German, so I'll try to use the English names, or I'll try to use the English effects to help you guys out. Okay, so this is Prank Kids Pandemonium. This is Polymerization. It's a quick play spell that you can use during your opponent's main phase or your main phase, and it's basically Polymerization for Prank Kid monsters. Now, you're gonna have one blank card in hand. I'll show you, and the reason why is because we want to really draw a card from Roxy's. But for the most part, we're gonna have these two guys in hand, and we're gonna activate Pandemonium. So Pandemonium is gonna be activated with these two Prank Kid cards. So put them over here. Pandemonium's gonna go to graveyard. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring out Rocket Ride. Now, each one of these have effect. You're going to gain 1,000 life points. Your opponent's going to take 500 damage. Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2 is the best way to activate that. You can also chain block. So let's say we want to do something like, this and be a little more adorable. We'll go, the green guy Luftus, his ability is to send a Prank Kid spell to the graveyard. So what we'll do is we'll make him Chain Link 1 and this Chain Link 2. And since they're both happening at the same time, your opponent cannot Ash because this is resolving last. So this will send a card to the graveyard. This will burn 500. So you burn 500, and then you look for a card. So we'll look for this card, and then we'll special summon it. Okay. Then you can send a card from your deck to the graveyard. Now, we'll just say we'll send, Prank Kid's Plan to the graveyard. So, your opponent just tries to attack us next turn. We can modify their attack and reset our graveyard. And then we can special summon another Prank Kids. Now, ideally, you want to special summon one you don't have already. So, we got Fire, we got Green, now we got Water, and we got Earth right here, okay? So, that's our current board as we see it right now. His effect is we can distribute him and special summon out 2 Prank Kid monsters from the graveyard. So, we're going to do that right now, okay? Now, what I like to do is first go into the chicken, which is Prank Kids Doodle. This doesn't really matter as far as the setup, to be honest with you. So, if you got rid of these two guys over here, and you went to Doodle, it really doesn't matter as much. The only thing is, if you're still looking to play around Ash, if you're still looking to play around any kind of hand trap besides Impermanence, obviously, or Veiler, mainly Ash and Ogre, if you are looking to play around that, then you want a proc effect that's not his effect. So what I mean by that is, you want to use something like these two guys, because let's say they have an Ash, well, you go Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, you're going to get 1,000 life points, and then you're going to be able to search for a Prank Kid's spell, which is really good, once again, because your opponent, Ash, does nothing. And then you can search for any Prank Kid spell. So we'll search for, let's say, Prank Kid's Pranks, or Prank Kid's Place. It doesn't really matter, to be honest with you. Let's say it's just Prank Kid's Place. And, yeah, so we search that. Then you can link again, and then we'll go into Prank Kid's Wolf. In fact, wait, before we do that, let's do this. I'll tell you what. We'll go into this. Let's say they're smart and they don't want to Ash that or whatever. Add any Prank Kid's monster you want to add to your hand. We'll add Trophus, the water god. Okay? Doesn't really matter. And then we'll go into another Prank Kid's card. So then we'll go into Prank Kid's Bower Bark. So now this is an effect. Whenever we link summon, all monsters on your opponent's side of the field can lose 500 attack. Even if they have no monsters, they just lose 500 attack. It's just a static effect upon activation. We have Rocky's effect. So what you want to do is, we want to go Chain Link 1 and Chain Link 2. Once again, they can't Ash you because the effect to draw, because this is effect activating. This is resolving last in the Chain Link, so they have to hit this card. Okay? So this is going to happen. They're going to lose, your opponent's monster is going to lose 500 attack. You're going to banish one card in your hand, and then you're going to draw a card for Roxy's effect. And then you get to special summon another Prank Kids card. So we'll just do that right now. And okay, so if we open Polymerization instead of Pandemonium, we could special summon something else. But since we didn't open Polymerization, we'll leave it like this. But let's say we use Polymerization instead of Pandemonium, because Pandemonium has a restriction that you can only special summon out. Prank Kid monsters. But let's say you didn't want to do that. Well, you have an option now, because you could pop him to add the water guy. And another card. You could summon him, and you could go into Totally Awesome, because you didn't summon this turn. But once again, let's say we put this back over here. Let's say we did that. Well, we still have another play we still can do. So we have 2 cards in hand. We're gonna pop him, okay? And we're going to any prank kid. I like to add Loftus, the green guy, because he sends a card to the graveyard. And remember that Pandemonium? I'm going to add that to my hand. The reason why that's so important, these cards really don't matter at this point. But the reason that's so important, because we're going to set this, it's going to be opponent's turn. And when it's their turn, we're going to activate Pandemonium. And we're going to go into, on their turn, Weather Washer. Now, we can put them anywhere, either or here or here. It really does not matter. And then we can use the Prank Kid monster in our hand to dump more in the graveyard. Remember how early in the turn we dumped out this card? It just fills the graveyard even more with more Prank Kids. So your opponent, when they want to attack, they really have to watch out because this guy's 3,000 because he gives them 1,000. He's 2,000. And then we have like a attack modifier. So we'll do this. We'll bring him out, and it's kind of cool to bring him out because he has an effect we'll talk about in a second. And then we can resolve these effects. So, realistically, we can resolve him to... Hold on one second, let me see. Everything's in order. Let's say we'll send that to the graveyard, and then we can resolve him to gain 1,000 life points. Now, notice how we're resolving these, but we're not special summoning. And even though we could if we want to, well, you don't have to. You see, with Prank Kids, their effects happen first. So I gain 1,000 life points first, and then if I want to, I can special summon. It's a you can ability, okay? So since we're not wanting to special summon, we don't have to. I mean, ideally you would want to, but you really don't have to. He also has an effect on your opponent's turn. You can attribute him to add 2 Prank Kid cards from your deck, from your graveyard to your hand. So once again, you can add Pandemonium back to your hand. You can add Trophies back to your hand, the blue guy that gains 1,000 life points, and your hand is now 4 cards. 4 cards, okay? Now, your opponent does any kind of weird things, any kind of shenanigans, any way to basically target this guy on the field, he activates also on your opponent's turn. You can tribute him and target 2 Prank Kid cards. So what we'll do is, once again, we'll target him, and now these guys cannot be destroyed by card effect. They cannot be destroyed by card effect or battle. So now you got immune Prank Kid monsters that are just going to stay here on your opponent's turn and just look at your opponent right in the face. And if they're playing something like Thunder Dragons, they really can't get over this guy. They can do damage. I mean, he's 3k, he's 2,000. We did Fusion Summon, but it doesn't matter because it's only 500 for everything on the board. It's already gone. We can use this effect to make your opponent lose 500 if we link summon, but this special summon them. Anyway, so they can still attack, but he's 3,000, he's 2,000. Your opponent's going to do some damage, but he's not going to clear your board. And when we start draw for our next turn, we're going to have another combo. So that's one combo right there for Prank Kids, guys. I'll show you another combo with Instant Fusion. It's a little more dragged out with Instant Fusion. Once again, this deck, one thing about Prank Kids is really good at bricking. So we'll go ahead and grab any Prank Kid monster. I always like the Water Guy, the Life Gainer. And let's get an Instant Fusion. And a blank card. That's not good. I'll show you Mystic Mind ability in a second. Mystic Mind is really... So you go in time with Prank Kids. You can do that, okay? And Instant Fusion just not only makes you win in time more, it's just really bad, but it's really good. Okay, so you have 2 cards in hand. Obviously, you do not have Prank Kid combo. Let's say you have 3 and it's just a blank card, okay? Let's say you have these 2 and you don't have Prank Kid combo, obviously. So here's what you do. You play Instant Fusion. You go into the Rocket Guy. Then you normal summon Trophies. I'll just put this Fusion aside for a second so you can see this is the graveyard. And then these 2, you link up. So then you can link up to anything. I personally like linking up into Prank Kids do the duel. So Chain Link 1, once again, Chain Link 2. You're going to gain as a life point, special summon the Prank Kid monster. So let's special summon out, where is he? There he is. Let's special summon out this guy over here. And then his effect will activate to add a Prank Kid spell to our hand. So we're going to add Pandemonium to our hand. Now in this case, we could keep linking if we really want to. So we could either link or sack them away. So in this case, let's be lazy. And this is our hand once again. And let's link these 2 away. So boom, we link away. And we got the dog out. And then his effect's going to activate, sending a Prank Kid card to the graveyard. Actually, I think I did this backwards, but it doesn't really matter because the end result's kind of the same. And then you're going to special summon another Prank Kids monster. Let's special summon out this guy over here. Yeah, if you did it the other way around, it would have worked out as well. But like this, the idea is the same basic principle. You're trying to put this guy on board for your opponent for next turn. So then you're gonna activate Pandemonium. You're gonna get rid of these 2, and then you're gonna finally get him on board, which you want for next turn because you're gonna set your play up again, locking your opponent down. And then effect of Roxy's, you're gonna banish and you're gonna draw a card. And then you can special summon any other Prank Kid monster at this point. So you'll summon out like Flamus. If you did it the other way around, hold on a second. If you did it the other way around, You could have also popped Prank Kids a Doodle Doodle to add the 2 cards. That's another way to do it as well. But yeah, that's like the 2 main ways for Prank Kids to really have them combo off. There's another way, of course. Let me show you actually the other way with the, and here's the third way to special summon Prank Kids cards. Hold on one second, guys. I did not prepare for this video. I just wanted to like basically wing it. So we're gonna have one Prank Kids card. So we'll do Flamus. And then we'll do Prank Kid Pranks. And any other Prank Kid card that's not anything helpful. So let's add... You know what? We can do a Prank Kid's Place, actually. So this kind of works out. Okay. So we have these 3 cards in hand. Okay? Prank Kid's Pranks, Flamus, and Prank Kid's Place. We're going to play this and activate this and add any Prank Kid's monster from our deck to your hand. Let's just add Roxy's. Hopefully we get a new Prank Kid's card because this is the one I like the least. We're going to play Prank Kid's Pranks. Okay, and activate its effect. By discarding 1 Prank Kids card, we can special summon a Prank Kids token. So, boom, there's our Prank Kids token. It's really pretty and anime-ish. And then we're going to summon Fall Turn. And then we're basically going to do the same kind of setup. So, what we'll do is, we'll first go into this guy. And then we're going to activate the effect of Flamus, because it's the only Prank Kid monster effect we activate so far. Your opponent's going to take 500 damage. And then we're going to bring out Luftus, the green guy. And then we're going to go into this guy. Now, once again, and since we have an effect so that can have a possibility to get an Ash, we got to watch our chain links. So, chain link 1, chain link 2, and chain link 3. All our opponent's monsters are going to lose 500. Then this card's going to resolve over here. It's going to enable us to get, to send, I should really say, I'm sorry. To send any card that we want to the graveyard. So, in this case, we want to send the trap card, if I can find it. There we go. We'll send this to the graveyard, and then this effect will resolve, and it's gonna let us add Pandemonium to our hand. Okay, and oh, he's gonna let us special summon as well. I probably don't want to mess that part up. So we're gonna special summon out a Prank Kids monster. Hold on a second, the water guy. Boom, there's the water world. Okay. So now we have a couple of options. We can pop out this guy and add 2 Prank Kids cards to my hand. Once again, I like to add the green guy to my hand and Flamus to my hand. Then we're going to play Pandemonium. So with Pandemonium, since we've already used these 2 effects, I'm going to kill this guy in my hand and use this guy. And we're going to bring out Rocket. And we can bring out more. And then that's just, once again, this we have an opportunity to do whatever you want from this point. You can bring out Rocket. Or you can bring out Weather Washer, depending what you want to do. If you want to go in and try to create a bigger board, and maybe end with something like the big Link guys, you want to end with this guy, or you want to end with these Link guys, or you want to do something with Rocket Ride, and have a little more stabilized board in which you just can pop and then go back into these guys from the graveyard and have more controlling game. So it's really up to you as far as how you want to do it. But that's the basic concept for the combos of just getting Prank Kid monsters out. So let's talk about Mystic Mine. There was a build that recently topped, actually I don't want to say recently, I think it was like a couple of weeks ago to a couple of months ago, I actually forgot. Roughly around the time Mystic Mine first came out, that was running Prank Kids. Now this card is really bad for the game. And this deck really encompasses how bad this card is for the game. So let's say we have a game state in which we're going to game 3. Okay, we're going to game 3. I let my opponent go first, and I'm going to go second. They're going to go first. They're going to make a mediocre board, and then I'm going to go. And I'm going to have a board of, like, let's say, like, let's say I have a basic Prank Kids board. Any way to make a Prank Kids combo, and, yeah, we'll just say something like this. You can do the Prank Kids Fusion. I mean, like I just showed you guys 3 different ways to bring out Prank Kid monsters, okay? So let's say you have something like this. And you bring out Mystic Mime against them, and they're playing like Thunder Dragons, let's say. Well, they're playing Thunder Dragons. You have this kind of board out, and this is what you're looking for. The first thing you do is you're gonna play Polymization. You're gonna get rid of these 2 guys, and you're going to this big guy over here. Now his effect is very simple and very dangerous. His effect says you can half his attack, so he goes to 1,000 attack, and you can attack your opponent. Okay, so you half him. He goes to 1,000. You attack your opponent directly. Opponent's now down to 7,000. You can still activate this effect, by the way. Since you have only 1 in graveyard, you can still activate this effect without special summoning. So you go to 9,000. Your opponent goes to 8,000. Hooray! Okay. His other effect now, you can pop him and bring out 2 Prank Kid monsters. Then you go ahead and everything's a mess over here, but you go ahead and then you link these 2 away, and then you go into him, and then you activate his effect. So let me show you the what you call it already. Then you activate his effect to add a Prank Kid spell card from your hand. Once again, we only have 1 monster on board, by the way, this whole time. So we're gonna add Pandemonium. Okay, we're adding this to our hand. Then, if our opponent has 1 or less monsters, we're gonna pop this guy and add these 2 to our hand. So now this is in our hand. This is in our hand. This is how our graveyard's looking. And yeah. Next turn, we basically do the same thing again. To be honest with you, I already messed up already. He's supposed to dump something. And that something supposed to be the Prank Kid pranks. I already messed up, but you get the idea. So he'll dump Prank Kid pranks. Okay, let's say we did it this turn. So we did the same mentality, same everything. Boom, boom, boom. He dumped Prank Kid pranks. We're up to this part, so this is gonna pop, and then we're gonna add Prank Kid pranks and a Prank Kid monster. Something similar to this. Once again, we have Mystic Mime. We have all the mime in the world. The reason why this is so important, because end turn, since we only played 2 of these, you're going to want to put these back into the deck. You're going to want to put this guy back in the deck. And, sure, you can put a Prank Kid card back in the deck. Just to recycle them and just do this again. So, this is kind of like the combo over and over again. You're going to keep drawing in the cards. That's going to help you get more Prank Kid's buys on board. And you're basically going to be smacking your opponent for 1,000. Ideally, you want this guy. The Trophist, the water one, but if you get the fire one, it's not that big of a deal. If you get the earth one, he's gonna let you draw more cards. If you get this guy right here, he's gonna help you set up your play because you want to open with Prank Kid pranks with the Mystic Mime board. And to be 100% honest with you, I don't like this play at all, but I will say it will probably come up from one of you guys watching this video, and if it does, you can just smack your opponent holding Mystic Mime 1,000 life points to the face, and there's absolutely nothing they can do besides say draw, go. Prank Kid is really good at playing at a time. I'm easily gonna say this is probably the best deck, even better than Chain Burn in playing at a time, because that just doesn't just win, it wins by comboing off, which is very annoying playing against this deck and seeing what it does. It's annoying for that player who's trying to grind out to grab that MST, Twin Twisters, Cosmic Cyclone. Oh god, if they have Cosmic Cyclone. It's very hard for them, and if you're playing in time, this deck is always going to win if it can have access to Mystic Mime. Currently, right now, the deck plays 1 Mystic Mime and 1 Terraforming. You guys, I have my other deck, Prank Kid deck profile and my other video. And if you'd like to see that other video, please check it out by make sure to subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, comment down below. If I made any mistakes, please comment them down below. You guys are probably gonna do it anyway, rip me apart. I feel like I did make some mistakes, but nevertheless, man, this is my half-hearted 3 o'clock in the morning attempt at showing you guys how to do the Prank Kids combos. And like I said, I love this deck. It's a really fun deck to play. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I think somebody will have an opportunity to get their invite throughout the season, this short 3-month season with Prank Kids. And right now, as it stands, I'm trying to be one of those people that's trying to get their invite. I have mine already. I already did it and done it already. But to get it with a deck like Prank Kids is always fun and always a good time. And I did it I think about 6 months ago. I got my invite with Prank Kids, and that's during that crazy format with like Strikers and Salamander. Everything was all at full power, and I did with Prank Kids. And during this format, I feel very confident that not just myself, but anybody watching this video or anybody holding these Prank Kids cards can also do it, because a lot of people do not respect Prank Kids. They don't know what this deck does, and they would literally think the deck's called Stripe Bourbon. I've literally played against people that was like, oh, that's a new game, that's a new archetype, and I had to explain to them it's not that. So yeah, I'm dead serious. This is Prank Kids, guys, and Paisanos. If you're not playing this deck, you better know what it does. It's your boy V, and you Paisanos. You Paisanos have a great day.